It's amazing to see the beauty in how so many people have, and their consistency, being able to change their lives and change the lives of others. And in your life, there's probably things in your heart and your mind that you've always wanted to do, that you've had as an idea, but you might be wavering on them, or you might be skeptical, or you might be second guessing yourself, or you might just be wondering if it even makes sense, wondering if anybody's gonna really value the impact that you are attempting to make. Interestingly enough, it was for me, I remember vividly seeing my Will Wednesdays videos, and there would be a couple people that would chime in. I mean, it'd be 20 here, 30 here, 50 here, whatever, couple likes or whatever. It wasn't some of the mainstream things that were going viral on social media, but I was still me. I was still consistent. And interestingly enough, that initial 3 or 4 people just commented on the first one or spoke about the first one. That 3 turned into 6, and that 6 turned into 12, and that 12 turned into 24. And once that 24 started to turn around 40, 50, I just stopped. Because for me, it was happening at the level of time frame in which it was happening. But for me, I was feeling it wasn't going viral. It wasn't, everybody is all over it. It wasn't just, and so I just started to second guess myself. I started to doubt. I started to have, these lacks of faith and these things where I was just trying to just justify my reasoning for not being me. And then, you see the other people start to do their thing. And then I started seeing, and I remember Eric Thomas before, but I'm not saying I've inspired E.T. to be who he is, by no means, right? E.T. is a dope individual, amazing speaker. I've gotten a chance to see him in person and have conversation with him. But the thank God this Monday joint is just so pivotal, because it changed a whole narrative of a generation for the way that we perceive the beginning of the week. And so, where am I going with this, and what does that mean? It's just beautiful that I see, young brothers like Casanat and, a lot of these kids or whatever that's out here. And no disrespect, I don't mean kids in a proverbial sense, but, I'm in my second half of the 30s, so it might not look like it. Maybe it does. But be it as it may, we just see a lot of people staying consistent. And one thing I've noticed in this life is that you don't have to be the best at what it is that you do initially. You just have to be the most consistent. And the people who are the most consistent, the people who literally wake up and bust the ass to just be consistent and make sure that you're doing it on a daily basis, and you're putting in the work and you're putting in the drop. Those are the people that win. There's no reason that Casanat should be making $800,000 a month of playing video games, and you just playing it, or me. I won't speak for anybody. I'll speak for myself. I always play video games. I still get on the game right now and then, what I'm saying? Not as much as I used to, but, we'll see how it goes in the future. Interestingly enough, I remember I first got drafted to a 2K league. I was in a rec league. I was playing 2K, and, what I'm saying? I was, making a little, it wasn't a whole lot, but it was something. And that's the thing in life. Sometimes when you get that seed, a tree doesn't come out of a seed. Fruit definitely don't come out of a seed. Seed come out of the fruit, but here's the cyclicality of life. There's a seed, and the seed needs to be able to be planted and buried underneath the ground. A lot of times you think that you're being buried, but in all actuality, you're being planted. You're being planted so that you could do what? Grow roots. You could actually just take root in the ground, and then you could find foundations where you can grab hold of soil. You can grab hold of things that are going to keep you grounded, literally, physically, metaphorically. And as you grow root, and then you start to, the seedling starts to bud through, and the seedling eventually turns into a bud, and the bud turns into a mini stalk or a stem, and then there's leaves or branches or whatever. And eventually over time, within the right harvest season, within the right time frame, then the plant can bear fruit. And it's not always harvest. Sometimes it's the winter time. Sometimes it's, it's cold outside. Sometimes it's dark. Sometimes it's time to till the land and rebuild and just get up in there and just reinvigorate the soil with new aromatics and aerate the ground with, these holes so you can get the grass seed in. Whatever it is that needs to be done for things that grow. Sometimes, things gotta get cut in order for them to grow and get into the best shape, best state they could be in. So, I look, for me, one thing I realized too, shout out to Gary Vee, shout out to a lot of these great creators. Myron Golden, like there's a lot of people that I keep finding and I'm loving and I'm just impressed with the fact that like they, a lot of people say like, you don't gotta be the smartest. You just have to be the one that's going to last the test of time. Stay consistent. So for me, who knows if I would have stayed consistent with Will Wednesdays and I would have really just got on my grind and had this person doing that and had that person doing this. Next thing you know, who knows would have been whatever. I'm a speaker. Some of y'all who know me know that I speak. I speak well, right? But who cares about what I speak? The locations and the places that I've spoken. The number of people I've spoken in graduations, I've spoken at churches, I've spoken to elementary schools, I've done a lot of different opportunities and speaking engagements. And interestingly enough, had I continued the Will Wednesday series, who knows what God would have been able to do as far as the increase. So that applies for you. Like, you don't know what God is going to do for you, so you just got to just do you, be you. I kept playing. I was in a VBL, virtual basketball league. Who knows what? Okay, boom. In a virtual basketball league, I'm getting paid. I'm on a 2K. I got teams or whatever. Okay, bet. That was all during the pandemic. It started to come together. Who knows what? Like, who knows what that could have came into? My personality, my demeanor, my confidence, my humor, my wit, my whatever, my whatever. What if I would have got on Twitch? What if you would have got on Twitch? What if you would have got serious about that business plan or that idea, that thing that you know that you want to do? What if you get serious about it? What does life look like then? I'll leave out with this. Life is funny sometimes. Sometimes you got to be able to be replanted and repotted so that you can grow further and grow higher. For me, when I was a kid, I always thought about the perfect analogy of being the big fish in the small pond, or being the tank and that being the snake in the tank that you gotta sometimes outgrow the tank by leaving the tank. And so, for me, I don't believe in perfection anymore. That's what I was about to get into, like with the whole Gary Vee thing. Perfection is the seed of like the mind of the devil. When you actually allow perfection to just be something that like makes you feel like you can or cannot do this based off of perfection. Perfectionism is just you thinking that like life is supposed to be like what you see. Like, I'm a video editor. I edit videos and how to make things look better than what they actually did in real life. That's cool. But real life is raw. Real life is mistakes. Real life is, setbacks. Real life is triumph. Real life is, overcoming. Real life is perseverance. Real life is life. Life be life. So there's nothing you took from this video, and if you even made it this far, it's grateful, right? I don't care if you like, subscribe, I don't care if you share, whatever. I'm not gonna be that person. That's not my brand. It's not my demeanor. I'm just doing what I gotta do to just put faith into my dreams and what I believe in, and I'm just gonna speak from the cup. Just the cup of my heart. It runneth over. But remember who you are. There's things in life that you've already accomplished. There's people that already know you for being great at something. Don't forget that. Remember who you are. Reconnect, refocus, like reestablish. Those are the 4 points that I feel like are the pillars that you can do at any given moment, at any point in your life. And you could literally change just like that. Remember who you are. Reconnect, refocus. Just readjust. You got this. And this message might not even be for y'all. This is really for me. It's all what Wednesdays ever was. So just messages from me to myself. Messages from my past to my future. So remind me to keep going. So for you, keep going. And for those that lost their lives today in Georgia, God bless you. For the families, God be with you.